very tight budget.
Mr. Raines, there are many critics of this program who say that the president's heart is in the right place, but they're not quite convinced that this is the right solution. I know Harry Alford, the president CEO of the National Black Chamber of Commerce, said, you know, we've got all kinds of race-neutral things that really don't do a damn for black businesses. He said further, this is all talk.
Well, I'm not quite sure what he's referring to, but I think these kinds of incentives that try to get businesses to make investments in their own interest, based on their own calculation of what will advance their own interest, is the right way to go. I mean, for example, we are very interested in investing through the low-income housing tax credit. Why are we doing that? Because we're in the housing business, and this is a way for us to invest in and create more multifamily housing, and it also helps us continue the viability of communities where we have billions of dollars already invested, and we need to see those communities be stable.
Well, I think what a number of African-American leaders have said, Mr. Raines, is that they're not so much against what the president is targeting, but by making it race-neutral. They fear, ironically, that this doesn't help black-owned businesses or minority-owned businesses, and that something that was ultimately earmarked to help them ends up doing diddly for them.
Well, I don't think that's right. I think the idea that the only way to make investments in the black community is by having race-specific incentives, I think that's a wrong idea. Money in this country is green. It's not white or black or yellow or brown. And it's very important to have these dollars that are being invested geographically, where the need is. And if it's invested geographically, if it's invested smart, then the people who are investing, like us, will be working with local groups, working with local entrepreneurs who are black, who are Hispanic, who are Asian. But that will happen as a result, again, of people doing what works and not doing something because it's a government mandate to only work with one group or another.
You know, that's generally the kind of talk the financial community loves to hear, Mr. Raines, and reason enough for there to be growing talk that if Treasury Secretary Rubin, for example, were to step down, as is perennially always argued, you're the perfect man to take his place. How do you feel about that?
Well, my desire is for Bob Rubin to stay Treasury Secretary for life.
What if he doesn't?
If he doesn't, I'm sure the President will find many qualified people, but I'm very happy.
You keep seeming to top that list.
Well, I topped the one list I was interested in, which is the list of people to be CEO of Fannie Mae, and that's where I'm going to be in the next 12 days.
So if asked, you'd say no?